Impeachment proceedings against Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton officially moved to the state Senate late this afternoon. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. Within the past hour, the House of Representatives delivered the articles of impeachment against Ken Paxton to the Senate. The 12-member Board of Managers in the House includes 4 North Texas Republicans. Saturday, 121 House members voted to impeach Paxton after lawmakers were presented with claims of bribery and abuse of power. Fox 4's Stephen Dial is in studio tonight with more on the breakdown of what comes next. Stephen.
This is fast moving. The 12-member Board of Managers will serve as the prosecution in the Senate trial against Attorney General Ken Paxton. Paxton said in a statement that he thinks the Senate will clear him of all allegations. Now, as you mentioned, this is a historic image at the state capitol today. The 12-member board walked over the articles of impeachment to the Senate. The 5 members of the House Investigation Committee are among them, with 7 other representatives joining them. 4 Republicans are from North Texas. They're on that committee, including Representative Jeff Leach and Morgan Meyer, who Jeff Leach is from Paxton's home county. The chair, Representative Andrew Murr, told reporters the ball is now in the Senate's court, saying they will set the rules and date for trial.
This is about facts, and this is about evidence, and at the end of the day, my colleagues and I will not stand for public corruption. And that's why we're proceeding to a trial in the Texas Senate.
Earlier today, about 100 Paxton supporters held a rally to protest the impeachment. They also said that they would vote out the 5 Republicans in Collin County who voted to impeach Paxton.
And within 48 hours, 121 of them voted to impeach Ken Paxton.
About 100 supporters of Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton gathered to protest his impeachment on the steps of the Collin County Courthouse, Paxton's home county. 60 Republicans and 61 Democrats voted to impeach Paxton after hearing claims of bribery, abuse of power, and an affair while in office.
I think it's a political hit job.
We support Ken Paxton. We don't think this is right.
The impeachment stemmed from a proposed $3.3 million whistleblower settlement with former Paxton employees who said they were victims of his retaliation. Taxpayers would be on the hook to pay the settlement.
This was all known, and the majority of Texans voted for him in November, knowing the issues were there.
The House Investigative Committee started investigating the claims in March. Central to the case is Nate Paul, a Paxton political donor under federal investigation. Investigators say Paxton provided Paul documents that the FBI and DPS did not want released. They say he also hired a young lawyer with tax dollars who created a fake title and obtained dozens of court records in reference to the investigation about the donor.
The evidence is substantial. It is alarming and unnerving.
Saturday, before the impeachment vote, committee member and Fort Worth Republican Charlie Guerin revealed Paxton was trying to intimidate Republican House members.
But in less than an hour after the papers were put on the desk, are you aware that the Attorney General himself called members of this House while they were sitting at their desk and threatened them?
I was not advised of that until I heard you say that.
I mean, God bless the poor senators.
Now that Paxton is impeached, he will be suspended until the Senate trial. Senators will serve as jurors, but it's unknown if Senator Angela Paxton, the wife of Ken Paxton, will recuse herself. In the trial, witnesses can testify. It will take 21 senators to vote to remove Paxton from office. Sunday, the House committee voted to subpoena Uber and several banks in reference to the case. Every member from the Collin County Republican delegation voted to impeach Paxton. Many have a track record of voting in favor of conservative bills. At the rally, Collin County GOP Chair Abraham George said he typically doesn't endorse primary candidates, but this time he will.
This year I am going to take that stand. I am done with the rhinos in our county. We gotta get them out.
So the process of what happens next is a bit complicated, so I'll try to simplify it. Because the session is not ended today, Dan Patrick, the lieutenant governor, can set the date for the trial. That likely may not happen. So then Governor Abbott has about 10 days to set a date. If he fails to do that, then the ball goes back to Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick.